to think how you would count this money like a normal, sane adult versus how a toddler would count this money, right? So, we've got 1s and 5s. You can use a O and an F if you want, but O is a really awful variable because it looks like a 0. So for this one, I'm going to let X be 1s and F be 5s. Or if you would rather use X and Y, you can do that if you want to. But because O is a really awful variable, that's really hard to tell the difference between it and a 0, I'm going to just use this. So, you only have 1s and 5s in your wallet. You have 17 bills in your wallet. So let's start with this. This is our total number of bills. So if I want to count my money with bills, it's just the number of 1s I have plus the number of 5s I have, right? So my total amount is just going to be X plus F. And that is going to equal 17. Doesn't have anything to do with how much money it's actually worth. Right? But if I'm talking about the amount of money that I have, now each one, it's just worth $1, so I don't have to put that 1 there, but I'm going to just to really be clear here. And my 5, they're worth $5. So 1x plus 5f is going to equal 49. Have questions on setting that up? All right. Once we get here, this is actually not that bad of an elimination problem, although I have not gotten a chance to give partial credit on everybody's. I did look over a few this morning during tutoring, but the quizzes on the few that I have looked at look like we're having some trouble on elimination. So remember, with elimination, we want to get rid of one of the variables. Which one's easiest to get rid of right here? The X is easiest to get rid of because all we have to do is we just really need this to be negative, right? If we make it negative, we've got to multiply through by a negative for everything. So we've got to change the sign of everything. But if we do that, now we can add these together. So we can cancel this right here. We've got 1f plus negative 5f. Julian, what's that going to give us? Good. So negative 4f equals, and then we got 17 plus negative 49. That's going to give me, it's going to be negative 32. And all of the word problems that I'm going to give you, I will allow you to use your calculator on. This one could probably be done without it, but it will be calculator active. We are going to have a test on this on Friday. We're going to take a quiz on Wednesday. Quiz will be on word problems. You may use your calculator on all of the quiz on Wednesday, and on the test Friday, it's going to be half calculator active, half inactive. And all the word problems will be on that calculator active section. So you can definitely use that today. And then last step, we just need, well, actually not really the last step. Last step of this part, we've got 8 $5 bills. All right, and so then we can plug that into one of the two equations. The top one's the easiest. X plus 8 equals 17. We subtract 8. So X will equal 9. What is my answer to this question? I have 9 ones. The X is my answer. Because you want to be really careful for this, because for a lot of the word problems, it doesn't ask you to give both. It's going to ask for one of them. So you need to make sure you're giving the right answer. You don't want to just give, whichever one you feel like. Mm-hmm.
Where did you get negative, or what did you get the 1x?
So each one is worth $1. So we do 1 times the number that we have. And then each 5 is worth $5. So 5 times the number of 5s that we have. That's how we get that equation. It originally was not negative. We made everything negative so that it would cancel there. Okay, questions? Yes, there is a video on Canvas that you can look at where we did those if you need to. All right, let's look at this last one that we have here. All right, Josh buys 2 orders of fries and 2 burgers for $8.48. Jenny buys 3 orders of fries and 5 burgers for $18.02. How much does a burger cost? Okay, so we've got 2 different situations, Josh's order and Jenny's order. So I'm going to let F be fries and B be burger. And actually in this case, is it the number of fries and burgers or is it the cost? It's cost. Right. So for Josh, his equation would be 2F plus 2B. Right? If you're buying 2 fries and 2 burgers, you would do 2 times the cost of the fries plus 2 times the cost of the burgers, and that would give you your total, which is $8.48. And for Jenny, we have 3 orders of fries and 5 burgers for $18.02. So 3F plus 5B equals $18.02. Now, this was giving us some trouble on the quiz for at least some of us, because if I add anything together right now, is anything going to cancel? No. So, I need to get rid of either F or B. There is one that is smartest to do here. Okay, why would it be smartest to get rid of F? They're asking you how much a burger costs, right? So, if I get rid of F, the first answer I get will be my B, and I won't even have to plug anything back in to find the answer, right? So, let's get rid of the F here. To do that, I'm going to have to multiply both equations, right? So, I'm going to have to multiply this top equation by 3. The other one by 2, and it needs to be negative because one of these needs to be negative here. So I'm going to have 6F plus 6B equals 848 times 3, which is going to be 25.44. And then on the bottom, I'm going to have negative 6F minus 10B equals, and I got to do, let's see, that's going to be negative 36.04. Okay, we all right here? Make sure when you do this, you got to multiply every number in the problem. Okay, so these are going to cancel. Okay, Passion, what are we going to get whenever we do our 6b plus our negative 10b? Yes, good. Negative 4b. And then we're going to add these two together, which I'm just going to use my calculator for, 25.44 plus negative 36.04. And we're going to get negative 10.6. And then, Passion, what would the last step be for this? Good. We're going to divide by that negative 4. So B is going to equal, let's grab our calculator again, divide by negative 4. We get 265. And so $2.65 is our answer for our burger. For this particular problem, the question just says how much does a burger cost. So for this particular problem, we could stop here. But if it asked for fries, we could go back and just plug that in and solve. But we don't have to because it didn't ask for it here. That is the main reason I chose to get rid of F instead of B here, because if you get rid of F, that means B is going to be the answer that you get, and you don't have to go plug anything back. Okay, questions? Okay, so we have a worksheet. We are not going to do the entire thing today, but we're going to do part of it. It's a fairly long worksheet. And I'm going to start off doing one together for us, actually. Split our notes. I may have forgotten anything. This is Caroline and let's see. What? What are you talking about? Like half? Which one are you looking at? Oh, you're on the back side. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it would just be like 1 week and a little less than a day. Yeah, you just don't get a whole number answer for that. Okay. All right. I do want us. Well, let's see. Okay. No, I'm not going to do one together right now. All right. So here's what I want you guys to do for me. Okay. We are going to look at the first 6 problems. Okay. We're going to look at the first 6 problems right now. I want you guys on your own, without talking to anyone else, to just set up the equations for the first 6. Do not solve them yet. Just set them up. Okay? Then we are going to go over how you have set them up to make sure they're right, and then you guys can solve. Okay? So, and P for our peanut clusters. All right, and tell me what you have for your equations. right. Any questions? I think that looks good. All right. Let's go over these and then you can go, okay? If you can. All right, so that one looks good. Any questions on that? Okay. All right, let's see who Delta Math wants to do the next one. Presley.
I don't know. I think I know. I didn't do this.
Okay. So, Eileen did gardening for her neighbors while she was at home for the summer. Since her fee ranged from $5 to $10 per hour depending on what she was doing, she was always paid in 5s and 10s. At the end of the summer, she had 50 bills totaling $420. So, number of bills, number of dollars. This is like having a normal person count money and having Henry count your money, right? So, Wade, what did you do?
I did E plus N equals 56.
What? I don't think you're on the right one.
We're on 200. Oh, we're on 2, sorry.
2.
F plus T equals 50.
Okay, so F plus T equals 50, and I'm assuming F there is 5s,
Yes.
and T is 10. If you want to use Y instead of that T, that's perfectly fine.
And then right below it, I put 5 F plus 10T.
Okay, because F and T is just our number of bills. So we're just adding, I got 17 5s and 37 or 33 10s, maybe. I don't know what the answer actually is. And then the second equation is, wait, we got to count every 5 is worth $5. So 5 times F. And every 10 is worth $10. So 10 times T. There. So it's good for that. Okay. Any questions on number 2? Make sure you've got it set up. Let's see who Delta Math wants to do number 3 for us. All right, Katie. Um, 2.38. Okay. You're almost right, but you're not right.
Which one is wrong? Is it the 1.1?
Okay, so first equation's fine. How much is a penny worth?
1 cent.
Okay. What is 0.1? That's 10 cents, right? So what should that be instead, Katie? 0.01. And then 0.5 would be 50 cents, which is not really what we meant right there. We really want 0.05. Yeah. So very close, just a little mishap with our decimals there. It's very similar to number 2. You've got pennies and nickels, so one's just counting the number that you have. The other, you're looking at how much each one is worth. Okay, questions about setting up 3? All right. All right, Cameron has got number 4 for us. So, Cameron, what would we do for number 4? That's perfect. This problem's just sort of like a generic problem where it doesn't really stand for anything. So just letting X and Y be your 2 variables is fine. And you don't really need to list what they're worth, what they are here, because it's just 2 numbers, right, is all we're doing. So that's perfectly fine on this. What's your other equation? Perfect. That's great. Okay. Questions on number 4? All right. Make sure you got those down. Let's see who Delta Math wants to do the next one. Wade's already done one for me. Marley. Okay, good. Okay. Very good. I like, especially, that you didn't let it trip you up on that last part, because Jan buys 4 tapes and 3 CDs, so you got 4T, 3C. Larry buys 6 CDs and 3 tapes. A lot of students do 6T plus 3C there, just because they're doing that same order. So, but you got it right with the 3T and the 6C. So it looks great. Any questions on that one? All right. And let's do number 6. Presley's already done. Well, actually, Presley, have you got that one? All right, let's try it together, okay? Okay? Because you probably just didn't get to this one. Sum of 2 numbers is 38. So what would we do for that? Very good. Perfect. So, that's what we'll have for number 6. So, now, I want you to solve all these. So, take a little bit. I will help if you're getting stuck. You may use your calculator to solve these. I want you to solve each one of these, and then we will check those answers, and then we're going to move on to some of the other ones. 7 and 8, we haven't done ones like 7 and 8. Actually, we kind of did 7 and 8 earlier, and we did them a little bit different way. But if you finish 1 through 6, skip over 7 and 8, because we're going to do one of those in a second, and then start on number 9 and keep working there.